If you had told me 3 years ago when the International Assassin's arc in Chainsaw Man was just finishing up, that later on down the line, Denji would offer to give the octopus guy a rusty trombone for 1 week straight, I don't know if I'd believe you. Much like how I don't even know where to begin talking about today's new chapter of Chainsaw Man, chapter 132, because what the f did I just read? The only thing I can say for certain is that this new chapter not only puts a cap on the Falling Devil arc, but the opening exposition of Chainsaw Man Part 2 as a whole. And with this new chapter, it feels like Chainsaw Man Part 2 is building towards an ominous and uncertain future. But before we start talking about all of that, remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you like this kind of content. My end of the year goal is 5,000 subscribers, but if everyone watching this video subscribes now, I'll choose one lucky subscriber and lick their butthole. For legal reasons and protecting what little shame I still have, no, I do not offer those kinds of services for free. That was also a joke. Whatever, we have more important things to talk about. Probably the thing I was looking forward to most following chapter 131 2 weeks ago was a glimpse at what Nayuta's school life was like. And even though it was short-lived, I'm happy to say that Nayuta is still a little shit, even at school, forcing her friends to give her their desserts at lunch. But aside from Nayuta's school life and her getting arrested in the cafeteria, much like the best drug dealer at my high school, the first few pages of chapter 132 does more to paint a picture of how catastrophic the Falling Devil's attack was all over the world. Seeing that a middle school in Tokyo is missing majority of its students because they've either fled the city or died in the attack is a rare and somber look at how terrifying the world these characters live in is. And in the next scene in this chapter, an elderly person is telling Asa about how they had a grandchild her age that was crushed under debris. I don't necessarily think that Chainsaw Man ever did a bad job of this, but I feel like the aftermath of cataclysms like the Gun Devil attack are never properly dived into outside of Aki's origin story. So it's actually somewhat of a good change of pace to see more of how average people are affected by this terrible world they live in. Now, there wasn't too much Asa today, but I do think that her one line of thought in today's chapter was incredibly important. Chainsaw Man saved me again. I think Asa's finally at the point of lightening up on Chainsaw Man to an extent where it's going to cause some serious problems with Yoru. We already saw how angry Yoru got a few weeks ago when Asa wasted the golden opportunity to kill Chainsaw Man, so there's a lot of anxiety surrounding what Yoru is going to potentially do or say in her next conversation with Asa, seeing as she probably doesn't want to kill Chainsaw Man anymore. So we can probably expect a pretty pissed off horseman of war when she finally comes back. But let's quickly talk about a different horseman, shall we? What the fuck does Fami want right now? It feels too easy and safe that she's just using Haruka Iseumi to rally the world to come together in order to stop the oncoming apocalypse. Especially seeing as she's the one that summoned the Falling Devil in the first place, who ended up killing thousands of people all over the world, and she admitted that she knew that Haruka would be ridiculed on TV. So if anyone wants to let me know what they think about Fami's potential alignment, or if they think she really means what she says, let me know down in the comments below. The other thing I noticed before we talk about the elephant in the room is that Fami never directly looks at Haruka Iseumi when she talks to him. She just continues to stare at herself in the mirror. I don't know if that mirror has any significance either, but I'll let you guys be the judge of what you think on that. As for the elephant in the room that I was talking about earlier, it seems we have another mystery entering the fold. Who was the third person in the dressing room when Haruka and Fami were talking? I originally thought that this could be the Justice Devil, seeing as Yuko told Asa that the Justice Devil still resides in 4th East High School. But if this were the case, then Haruka wouldn't have had to ask Fami any questions because he could have just read her mind like Yuko had with Yoru. The only other potential identity I could think about for this mysterious character is that this could be the 4th and final horseman of the apocalypse, the Death Devil. There's really nothing that points to this being the case other than, why not? But I'll let you guys be the judge of that. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Now, the last and most important interaction from this chapter was the conversation between Denji and Hirofumi Yoshida. And boy, does this not seem like a conversation had between people who are supposed to be friends, let alone on the same side. It reminded me of Mads Mikkelsen's character in Casino Royale hitting James Bond in the nuts with that knotted rope. As a lot of people have already pointed out on Twitter and Reddit, it seems like Yoshida is some kind of government agent, and this is Japan finally stepping in to clean things up where the Devil Hunters couldn't. I don't know about you guys, but I just don't see Yoshida becoming some kind of amicable partner like Aki was to Denji at this point, at least at the rate things are going. That said, this interaction was fantastic at showing the lengths Denji would go to in order to protect Nayuta and their family, even going as far as to offer sexual favors to Yoshida for a week straight. I guess Fujimoto has a weird way of saying Happy Pride Month, everybody. Didn't it kind of look like he was considering it for a second? Am I the only one who thought that? At this point, it's impossible to tell where Yoshida's position is in the story or what his potential intentions are, so we're just gonna have to wait for next week's chapter to fill us in on whatever that could be. But before we all go our separate ways this week, we have one more important thing to go over. For every new chapter of Chainsaw Man going forward, I ask an AI version of the Future Devil what he predicts will happen in new chapters of Chainsaw Man the night before in my live streams. Last night, the Future Devil had this to say. Oh, great and powerful Future Devil, what is going to happen in Chainsaw Man chapter 132? Okay, I like where he's going with this already. The Future Devil smiles. Well, you know that Reze, the bomb devil? You're gonna get a flashback chapter with her. It's actually quite touching. Denji gets a trauma flashback. If we actually get a chapter with a Reze flashback tomorrow, I will buy a fresh pair of Crocs, boil them, and eat them. And I will do it on stream. The Future Devil may have missed the mark a little bit this week, but remember to tune into my live streams if you ever want to join the fun. That's about all for today's chapter of Chainsaw Man, but remember to like and subscribe and check out this video on your screen right now if you want some more content to watch. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye now.